So, Mr. in the Blue, can you introduce yourself?
Sho Baraka, how you guys doing? Love Canada, Maple Leaf in the building, stand up. Yeah.
The one in the red?
My name is Trip Lee. I grew up in Dallas, so I have nothing to say about Canada except it's nice to be here.
Except for we still want to see it mounting.
Alright, here's our first question. How do you guys stay true to God kind of with the rest of the hip-hop world, you know, so secular and so anti-God? And that's how do you stay strong?
I would say, because I know what my goal is. My goal is not fame. I don't want people to just know my name. I don't want to sell the most records. My goal is I want to help people understand who Jesus is, and I want to help people understand who they are. I want to help people understand how to see the world properly, the way that God sees it. And, you know, for me, I know I can't do that by rapping about rims and rapping about girls. You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
Those aren't the passions of my heart anymore. The Lord has changed my heart. And so I just try to be real and try to help people understand the things that I've learned and just talk about Jesus.
Yeah, for the dude who loves the Lord, who stays in the scriptures and stays around the community, it's not going to be easy, but it's going to be easier to abstain from communicating things of wickedness, and you don't look at the peripheral saying like, oh, well, I wish I could be like them. It's like, man, when Jesus is your North Star, then you continue to run for that.
Right, so I know you're in Bible college,
Yeah.
right? And just wondering for you two guys, what are your goals and aspirations outside of the whole music thing? I know that.
Sho wants to be the black Steven Spielberg.
Oh, that's your boy. Or I want Steven Spielberg to be the white me. How do y'all feel about that? I definitely love film and television, writing. So he hit it on the head. Like, yeah, that's a passion of mine, is communicate gospel and truth through film.
Yeah, me, outside of music, I want to be a pastor. So I want at some point, I'm praying the Lord would give me the opportunity to help shepherd the flock. So right now, I see a lot of what I'm doing now is preparation for that. So,
All right, do you guys have any stories of kind of building and bumping with secular rappers?
Nobody famous. Not that I can think off the top of my head. But I've definitely built relationships with dudes. I guess there's a pretty popular guy who has a radio station in Atlanta who is pretty popular, and I guess he's acknowledged our music, my music, and has communicated that he would like to do a song with me. That probably won't ever happen, but it's just there's people out there. I know Lecrae has met B.O.B. and his mom. Actually, it was funny because Lecrae was at South by Southwest, and he was backstage, and I think it was B.O.B.'s mom ran up to Lecrae and was like, "Are you Lecrae?" And B.O.B. was looking like, "Who is this dude?" And so she's like, "I love your music." Because I find out his father is a pastor in Atlanta, and I'm hoping this is all correct. I'm pretty sure this is. And so Lecrae got to hit him off with some CDs and some of his musicians, and one of his musicians came to our tour in Detroit and was backstage with us chopping it up. And so you have situations like that. So yeah.
Yeah, I had this one, and like he's not huge, but this dude hit me up. Basically, was like, "Yeah, man, I heard your music. A lot of Christian rap I've heard is whack. My dad's kind of a church dude. Let me hear it, but I appreciate your stuff. It was real. Same thing. I think we get to do a song together. I think my audience would like it. I think yours would too." I was like, slow that down. But and not even like, "Oh, I'm better than you," but like,
right.
Let's build. Let's.
How do you guys feel about performing at churches with questionable teaching and questionable doctrine? Because some people feel you kind of endorse by affiliating with them.
Yeah, I would say I would say most of the churches that we get the opportunity to serve at, not most, but a good amount of them, I probably wouldn't be comfortable becoming a member of many of these churches. But a lot of them, I'm super encouraged by various things. So you got to talk about how much doctrinal stuff you're talking. Like, you just believe in different philosophy of ministry, or you preach a prosperity doctrine or whatever. And in a lot of these cases, I see it as an opportunity just to, even if I'm somewhere where they don't preach a biblical gospel. I see it as an opportunity for somebody. I mean, the Lord sent me inside their church to preach a biblical gospel, and for me, that's an amazing opportunity. And I don't think me rapping in somebody's church affiliates me with them and means I co-sign. Because clearly, when I came, I preached the same gospel I preach everywhere else, and I'm praying that the Lord really use that. So I personally don't have an issue with it. Now, if it was something like, I don't know. I mean, it would have to go to some higher degree for me to feel like it was a partnership of some sort, and I shouldn't do it. So.
Yeah, I don't have an issue at all. I'll rap anywhere. I'll rap at a club. I'll rap. I mean, the only place I probably wouldn't rap at is a strip club.
A senior song? You can go with that?
What's that, senior home?
Yeah.
Senior citizen?
Yeah.
I will rap for them.
I'll rap for some senior citizens.
Sit down because they're not going to stand up.
It'll have to be a case-by-case situation, really. But yeah, I don't really have a problem because there's a lot of churches that this is the only time that you'll get somebody in there who's going to teach something correctly. And so when we communicate from the stage, and trust you, we know those churches.
Yeah.
And so when we're communicating, we kind of know like what we're going to teach against. And when we're saying things, we're intentionally packaging it in a way so that it can kind of get some people in the building like, it seems like, and sometimes people just don't get it at all.
Sometimes I've been times when I've gone places where I've really disagreed, and even if I've loved the people, I've just disagreed with what's taught there, and people see absolutely no distinction between. Even though I was trying really hard to make sure I pushed against them, they see absolutely no distinction.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's because they've learned to read the scriptures through a certain lens. And all I can do is preach the Bible and pray the Lord would change hearts. So.
And this one's for Sho. I think it was on the song "Half of Me." I think it's you kind of touch about your son being disabled. When you found out your son was disabled, like how did that, I guess, affect your relationship with God?
It's pretty tough. He has autism. He's diagnosed with autism. So autism is a weird thing. So it kind of starts rendering after a certain age. You start noticing things. You're like, hold up, he's kind of not responding in a way that normal kids. So we have a daughter that's older, so we kind of went through the process. So how a kid acts and responds, and then when you have a second child that acts differently, it's like it's weird. So it was tough. I mean, you go through the process of just wondering why. Like it's almost like the disciples asking Christ, like, why is this man blind? It's because his parents sinned. It's because he, And he's like, no, just so God can get the glory out of this. And so that's how you have to look at things. You have to look at it. God is going to get the glory out of this man's life, this child's life. And that's my prayer. My prayer is that he'll be able to understand the gospel and he communicates the gospel. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less.
Hey, good stuff. Here's just some more just light banter. Whatever.
First time somebody used the word banter.
That's how we do here.
Yeah,
that's how Canadians talk, man.
Asian Canadian.
We're just gonna chop. Yeah, Asian. At least you have like a down south accent, because that would throw me off.
All right. Trip. Whose idea was to choose the BBM barcode in your music video? Did you give BlackBerry some royalties out of that, or like what sponsorship?
I didn't know it had anything to do with BlackBerry.
BlackBerry paid us. They gave us some money for that.
Yeah, I mean, it was actually this dude contacted me. I think his name was Beast. He said, "Can you block people?"
That's not funny. True. Christians are gonna be mad all over the world.
No. The Sho and another dude, TK, they co-directed the video. So. TK came
excellent video, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah, the original idea was to have like a letter, kind of like a Scarlet Letter. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the book Scarlet Letter. To have something like that, and then there were talks like, yeah, maybe not let's do this. And so we went through a different array of different ideas of what can we use to distinguish different people from other people, and so that was it was the easiest thing because you had to purchase them in bulk and whatever. So the barcode, I had no idea it was BlackBerry. We just purchased them, and then after I saw the video and I started seeing people comment, then I saw the BlackBerry logo. I was like, oh, I guess it is BlackBerry. So yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. If I would have known that, I'm an iPhone man, I would have never did it. You know what I'm saying? I look back now. I apologize, Apple. You know what I'm saying? Maybe if y'all had sent me an Apple, I'd put an Apple in people's form.
Alright, man. I heard it was called when you performed last year at Detroit. You performed Kobe Bryant on him. I heard you got booed there.
There was about 3 people who booed. Yes.
Really? Oh.
Only 3.
These guys overemphasized it.
Yeah, it was like 3.
2 minutes.
No, yeah, it was there was a group of guys that, from what I heard, when they knew I was gonna perform the song, and because I say Detroit Lions on them, they were gonna boo. And I totally forgot that line was in the song, and I was in Detroit. So when I go places like that, and I remember, I'll be like, is there a line in here that'll offend a certain city? And so I gotta know myself. But yes, that did happen. It was
So are
hilarious.
you still confident in Laker Nation even with Miami Uprising?
What? What kind of next question, please. Next question.
You guys. So you guys heard recently how Jin's working on like pretty much gospel music.
Uh-huh.
I just want to know like how you guys feel about that.
Hate it.
As far as like.
Yeah, somebody told me about it, and I heard the song on his MySpace. It was about a year or more ago, and I was super encouraged, man, because I remember watching him doing a freestyle Friday on 106 Park. And I was super encouraged by what I heard. Now, me and him emailed back and forth one time, and just to tell him I was encouraged by the one I heard. You know, it's a mixtape. I haven't really heard the whole mixtape, so I'm not really sure kind of where he's at and stuff. But I was super encouraged by what I did here. It seemed like a really genuine dude and genuinely passionate about the gospel now. So it's tight to see people who are somewhat in the public eye, to see what the Lord does in hearts and kind of changes, and the way the Lord will humble a dude and kind of turn him around. So my prayer is that it's genuine and that he'll run hard.
The one thing I would hate for him to do is to forsake. I don't know how to say this without to kind of just like, because a lot of times what we do is when we become Christians, we'll punt everything else that we associated with and just go straight to the church and like only have church friends, only do stuff in Christian world. I pray that if he gets solid training and gets around like brothers who really concerned about him and not his fame, because that's another thing. Like there's a lot of people who want to pimp him for the call of being a Christian. You gotta be careful with that, because even I'm pretty sure he got a lot of emails from Christian rappers who want to do features now. You know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, yo, man, man. And so it's just like, man, let the brand breathe for a minute. And I pray that he still builds with the dudes at Rough Riders, even though I know he wasn't on the label anymore. But just do work with those guys, not in the sense of, let's say, maybe doing songs with them. If that's what he wants to do, let him do it. But just still kind of stay in that lane, because he has a lot of influence with people.
Speaking of mixtapes, when can we expect Mixtape Messiah 2 to come out?
Wow!
Oh snap!
You didn't know
That would never happen. I need you to never mention that again.
That is so deep.
Have you heard Mixtape Messiah?
I've heard some of it.
That was called Messiah's mixtape.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, see, this interview was over. Thank you.
All right.
I'm sorry.